Evening. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so these are topics we're going to cover it, right? So let's start with S4 HANA introduction and the overview. Okay, so we have an academic course for this S4H01. It talks about your basic functionality of S4 HANA and user experience, and bit about Activate methodology and other things. Okay, let's start with introduction to S4HANA. I think this session is target audience basically the project managers, right? Architects, key users, and power users. Everybody can hear it. Can you just type chart? Say yes. You can be able to hear it. Anybody? Yes, it's good. Okay, that's great. Okay. So in this introduction, we'll talk about what is a new business suite as for HANA necessity. So we'll describe few points about that business suite. Because of the globalization, there are opportunity for new markets, right? And also, if you see the population, that population, the increasement, and they're able to use the mobile applications. They're also from moving to the middle class, right? And 90% of the world data just generated in the last 2 years, and CEOs, CFOs, they have an opportunity to expand spread across the world, but the complexity is still crippling the speed and the innovation. So, and last 2 years, there is a business networks growth. It's almost a 40%. Your Facebook, Twitter, all these business networks, the growth, the business, all the world's business, it's rapidly expanding by 40%. And IoT devices, if you see it, in this year, almost 50 billion devices are connected, and it's going to be expected by 2020, it's expected 250 billions. The cloud, if you see it, the growth of the cloud, it's phenomenal, right? Almost all the companies like Microsoft and Google and IBM Cloud, all these are posted 100 billions revenue this year. So there is a huge potential for a growth. But if you see that system wide is very much complex, because we are using relationship or database management. And if you see the window, like one company using several different technologies, it's not in a single platform, right? These all are crippling the growth and opportunity. So for this, SAP comes up with the design. They've changed the new design. They reduced the complexity and simplified this relationship database management side, and also foster speed innovation with speed, increasing the memory, the speed, and the platform that created where users can have using the feel the experience, and same time it will help the company for 40% faster transactions and 40% in reducing the timelines. So how SAP build this powerful system, powerful business system using powerful multi-core processes. There are, see, in our previous system, there is a one core multi-core processor, one processor only. So now it's a multi-core processor. There are a number of processes, subtasks can be taken care, and huge affordable memory. If you see that S4HANA starting with 100 GB memory, all the data load to the memory. From the memory, Fury or web applications and our analyticals, our big data, everything fetching from this memory. Okay, that is a huge advantage. And the cloud is, there are different platforms in a cloud, software as a service, where it's a public cloud. Basically, we call it as a public cloud, right? Public cloud, it will be all the support and the maintenance will be provided by the service provider itself, so that you no need to have much hiring the people in your company, and you can quickly can start any of the company. It's a jump start for a company. All the applications are inbuilt, all the process, standard processes across the board, it will be available, so that any company can make use of this cloud quickly. And same time, there are private clouds also available. All are, like in SAP also, there are private clouds are available, and all the enterprise management they're providing in private cloud also. There is a platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Based on that, who is responsible for some of the applications and some of the maintenance. If you see the evolution, it started with client server R2. It's basically some mainframe systems where it's designed with MRP, and so few kind of transactions are automated here. In R3, where it comes with client server architecture, where your NetWeaver having a vital road across the board, having a single way of communication, and where you started with centralized corporate services, where you can monitor all your business from centrally. That's why it's a client server architecture and the application. So your GUI and application can install anywhere in the world, but you are centrally connected from your corporate team. You can manage all the businesses, all the transactions. Okay, that's where the main facility with the R3. So when you see the 2004, the ERP, if you see the ERP, right, it started with NetWeaver, where you have a service-oriented architecture, where you can, started with web services. It's a common platform. It comes under the common platform. Okay, where Java and ABAP applications are used to have the common platform. Okay, and 2015, it started with S4HANA. It's completely redesigned the database management, the memory, the way you operate remote, everything get changed. It's a huge change. So we'll talk about all these S4HANA simplifications and innovations. So let's do some basics about describing SAP S4HANA, right? So before, in our business suite, right, ERP business suite, we have sales, like maybe sales and distribution, materials management, right, and project systems, plant maintenance, right. There are many core applications, right. So now, having that future here, we can have a in-memory capabilities, right? That's why SAP embedded some of other applications like EWM, APO into S4HANA. So if you see the S4HANA Enterprise Management Business Suite, it comes up with S4HANA Manufacturing. It was a PP before. S4HANA supply chain management, it was a APO before. All the APO modules like your DP, demand planning, PPDS, planning and production scheduling, detailed scheduling, right? and your event management, EWM system, and your GATP. GATP is now referring here in S4HANA as GATP was, it was global available to promise, and now it's a advanced available to promise, right? It's like it's embedded into S4HANA, like asset management. And in the sales side, sales and service and marketing, everything is kept into now C4 HANA. That's equal to a hybrid. Now before it was a hybrid, now SAP saying it's a C4 HANA. And in C4 HANA they added other few applications like omni channels, chatbots, and it having integration with social media. Okay, and we have S4 HANA sourcing and procurement. In this sourcing and procurement, we have tight integration with procurement and procurement collaboration, that is Ariba. And the field glass, your Ariba is basically, it's a procurement system. You can procure your direct and indirect procurement. It's not a replace of SRM system, but it can replace entire SRM system into Ariba. But just not replacing of SRM system, it's much more can done. In SRM system, you take care of indirect procurement, right? All the indirect procurement you take care through the SRM. But in Ariba, the possibility you have direct procurement as well as indirect procurement. Both can be possible in Ariba. Ariba is a beautiful benefit. It's like where customer and vendors sits in the same platform. So the integration and invoice collaboration is fully automated. Your invoice clearing, everything is fully automated. And field glass your external services, any of the external services. Usually in our materials management, we procure through service material, right? Service material to ML 81, right? And catalogs, all these transactions we used to run over there. So all these are possible through field glass. In the field glass where you can post a job, also possible. You can raise a requisition and send it to the field glass where you can find the right resources, right? That resources qualification also we can able to see from the field glass. A lot of features. Concur is basically, it's a Concur basically it's a travel and expense management system. Before SAP not provided travel and expense management, you any of the travel and expense management we used to integrate with third party system, or those are manually calculated and posted directly to finance. Now we have a Concur using a travel and expense management system, which very much simplified your all your expense management and travel management. It's also integrated with a lot of travel tools, right? Where you can book your plan your uh, uh, plan your business travels, all these things. You can manage travels and everything. You can manage through Concur. And final one is research and development. In research and development, it was a project system before. Now it's called as research and development. And the success factors your, it's in cloud-based application, right? And before it was HR, human resource management, HCM also, human capital management before. In this key aspects of S4 HANA is text mining, and you can search any of the text. You just type anything, even at the field level, that the data can be searched in field level also. So let's say you want to find certain field, but you know the name of the field, but exactly don't know where that field is. You can search even by field level, apps level. Okay, there are many such and mining capability, very good search capability. S4 HANA comes up with enterprise search capability, analytics and predictions, right? Where you can analyticals, even predictive analytics are possible. Okay, and decision, it's all will help you to decision support. There are also wonderful user experience what you have, and footprint reduction, right? If you see the footprint reduction, let's see some other slides, and it's possible through on-premise as well as cloud application. Both possibilities are available here. This is a evolution of S4HANA. It started with 2011. Then 2011, it's powered by business warehouse system, where you used to have all the data from BW to S4HANA BW system. Okay. Then both are integrated like OLAP and OTAP, OLTP. Both are integrated into one system. Then 2015 you have a S4HANA, where have a simplified data models. All the aggregated tables are removed, and only all the important tables and all the data we can see at header level or item level, both are into one table itself. And new user experience, it's wonderful user experience. Using that, a lot of simplifications are done, and it's a 40% transactional time you're going to save it if you use the user experience SAP Fiori. Advanced processing capabilities, right? Even you have a contextual fact sheets where you can see all your enterprise level, maybe let's say sales level, you can see all the reports into one screen itself. And multi latency, so initially started with S4 HANA finance, then it's slowly transformed to simple logistics. From now there is no more simple logistics called, everything is called as sales, SD called as sales, your materials management called as procurement. Okay, that's how they named it right now. Okay, in S4 HANA platform there are many things available in this platform. Okay, there are many features. Even special is one kind of a feature where we can see from one point to another coordinate, one coordinate to another coordinate. You can have multiple coordinates. See, you can see how much is the distance of single coordinate. Okay, it's like it's used in transportation management, 3D design, 3D UI, UI5 with 3D design, 3D mapping, 3D maps, and all those things. Graphs basically, once you have analyticals, let's say I have sales, if you take it, this much of sales happened for this month and this week, and this product having a more demand, this product having a less demand. If I see the entire graph level, we can see all these values. And predictive analyticals, it can be applied across many areas in S4HANA. It can be applied, initially it started with applying in plant maintenance area, where let's say your manufacturing is running, right? There are a lot of parts which are required. Based on the historical data, what are the parts having a more complaint that can be replaced frequently using predictive analyticals? And such capability, enterprise level, you can search, field level, app level, anything you can search using such capability. And text analyticals can be done, data enrichment, even using you can do the data enrichment, we can reduce the duplicates. Okay, and functional libraries, and we can have the functional libraries you can have in SAP Fiori itself. We can see all the libraries tied together with SAP Fiori. Even you can see what are the apps are provided. It's tightly integrated with the help also. Help, what are the apps are available. Even your RDS, okay, RDS and best practices also tightly integrated with Fiori. You can see from the Fiori itself all your best practices, right? Everything you can able to see. Okay, one screen itself. Okay, so data visualization, right? All that data can be visualized into graphs, and there is a ETL and replication, and also Hadoop. It can be integrated with SAP Vora. You see, SAP Vora engine can fetch all the data, push to Hadoop. So Hadoop can, using Spark, Hadoop can generate different kind of reports using big data analytics. Also, it's possible to remote data synchronous also. Even IBP having a remote data synchronous automatically in certain period of time. Automatically data can be uh, processed to IBP. So IBP is basically integrated business planning. It's going to be the replacement for IPO in soon. So these are the database services. You have multi-tier storage, data modeling, right? High availability, disaster recovery. Both are OLAP and OLTP, both are integrated. All our analyticals and transactional can be viewed in S4HANA itself. In previously, we used to have a BW report, right? Where we used to run all the analytical reports. It's no more required, and all our analytical reports you can run through S4HANA itself. Okay, this is already spoken about. See here, so reviewing the complexity of all the aggregated tables here, only few of the tables are kept. In materials management, there are 24 plus tables. Now what's only MacDoc and Mardi and Mara. Okay, only using 3 tables, all the data can be fetched. In accounting table, AcDoc. In sales tables, it's a VBAP. If it is a purchasing table, EKKO. So all are simplified data models. So because of this, the data footprint was reduced by 50 times. Okay, initially in our project, if you see here the graph here, traditional DB is like 593 GB. Then initially like 1509, the database reduced to almost 100 GB, like 118 GB. In 1609, the database reduced to another 50 GB. In 1709, the database reduced to 10 GB. Almost 50 times of data reduced here. Even in our S4HANA implementation, it's happened the same thing. Almost 50 times the data was reduced. So previously the complexity was pretty high. If you see this scenario, in APO DP, all the planning will be done, and after applying all the historical data, statistical methods, let's say I have a demand for a week or a month, that will be pushed to plan independent requirements. From there are a lot of transactions used to running MRP, CM35, again that has to be released, that has to be checked, vendor analysis, so many things, you have to do outside and release the planned independent requirements. But now SAP comes up with, it's pretty much simplified because it's a real-time MRP, right? Same time, if you run the MRP, all your independent and dependent requirements automatically can be transferred to respective departments. So it's pretty much simplified. See, from APO is just demand management. It will move to the plan independent requirements. In the plan independent requirement itself, you can release it. then you can run MRP directly. Okay, directly you can run the MRP itself. So if you run the MRP, automatically depends on the bill of materials. Okay, if it is to be produced, it will create a planned order. If it is to be procured, it will create a purchase requisitions automatically. We'll see this scenario. So wonderful is user experience, right? So it can be across any kind of a device. The Fiori screens can be able to access it. Okay, so desktop and mobile and any other devices, it can be accessible. And also it can be integrated with cloud applications through HCI, Hana Cloud Integrator, that was initially named it. Now they renamed it that to CPI, Cloud Platform Integrator. So why? Because if you see Hana Cloud, that means it's only used for on-premise to cloud. So that's the reason they change it to cloud platform integrator. And also they have integrated that open source also with the cloud, and same time some kind of microservices are included in CPI. So it can be integrated with on-premise, can be integrated with Ariba network, success factors, Fieldglass, and many other networks. So there the deployment option. You can have on-premise separately and cloud separately, and as a hybrid model also. You can have an on-premise as well as a cloud applications. Cloud applications, what are the cloud applications we have? Ariba network, Fieldglass, Concur, right? And Hybris, and many other cloud applications can be integrated here. Now also comes up with your big data also through cloud applications, and also Leonardo applications like IoT and artificial intelligence, machine learning also can be integrated through the cloud to on-premise. So best option is a hybrid model, so that you can leverage SAP future releases. So SAP releasing every quarter in a cloud applications and new features. They're adding tons of new features that can be used across the platform if you use a hybrid model. Okay, this is okay. See, if you see here how release strategy, there are future packs and service packs. Future packs are released every quarter, right? If it is on-premise, every year. If it is a cloud, every quarter. And service packs are released every quarter. Okay, future packs contains all the innovations and simplifications. Service packs contains SAP notes and bug fixes. Okay, service packs contains your bug fixes. Okay, your future packs contains your simplifications and innovations. In on-premise, every 1 year you have a future pack. If it is a cloud, every quarter you have a future pack innovation release. Okay, I think that's brief about S4HANA. Then we will see a bit about, let me check, everything is covered. Okay, let's see some activate methodology. Let me go to activate methodology. I think there are some questions should be. Okay. Let me go to the first screen. From there, we'll go to activate methodology. Okay. From here, let's go to Unit 5, 118. Let's go to okay. These are the, I think we're going to cover LG1, MA1, PR1, and SD1, and the activate methodology. Okay. Okay. Let's see now what is activate methodology. Okay. So in activate methodology, we have best practices, guided configuration, and ABAP code, how that ABAP code can be transformed, right? Let's see what other features we have here. Using activate methodology, there are 3 ways to take it forward, the project. One is new implementation. Let's say it's a greenfield implementation where from other platforms like Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, any other applications, we can move to S4HANA. That will be a greenfield implementation because it's another system to new system like S4HANA. So we need to have a greenfield implementation. So all the data need to be configured, like migrated from old systems, legacy systems to S4HANA systems, right? Where you have a data migration activity here, and you have a cutover activity also. And again, same time, all the scenarios from your legacy systems to your new systems, all the scenarios and business process to be mapped into S4HANA. And system conversions. In system conversions, basically, let's say you have SAP system, ERP SAP system, you want to upgrade from to S4HANA system, from old system to S4HANA system. For this, there are specific guidelines. You have to have EHP7 to be first. Let's say you have, let's say your ERP is like 5.0 or 4.7. There are steps you should be migrating it. From there, you have to migrate to 5 to EHP7. From EHP7 to, you can migrate to S4HANA, right? And there are several steps. Again, you cannot migrate everything to 1709. You have to migrate to certain level. From there, you can migrate to 1709. So the same way for S4HANA and cloud, but the migration strategy would be different. Okay, the toll gates basically from EHP7 to, if it is a cloud in certain level, and if it is a on-premise in another certain level. So whole system can be transformed. One ERP system can be transformed and convert to new S4HANA. In this, there are a lot of activities that we need to take care. In this, you have to centralized business partner. That's a mandatory, right? We have to take care how that migration to be done, right? You have to take care of that, and ABAP code, all your ABAP code, and some other things we need to take care. So I think we'll discuss that more in details in the next parts. And landscape transformation. In landscape transformation, like you have several ERP systems and you want to come into S4HANA system, right? Many companies having distribution system is different, and HR system is different, and finance system is sometimes different, and your manufacturing systems are different. So all these systems can be transformed to S4HANA. That's called landscape transformations, larger complex projects. In this methodology, we use SAP best practices and also guided configuration and the methodology. We have a different methodology to deal with this transformation projects. If it is a new implementation, conversion, landscape transformation projects. Okay, let's move here. If it is a new implementation scenario, let's see it in a graphical world. So if it is a ERP, then again you want to go to S4HANA. Here what is saying here, let's say you have a ERP, it's heavily customized. You think that it's heavily customized. No, I don't want to take this all this crap to S4HANA. I want to do all these businesses processes to be re-verified, re-engineered, and mapped to S4HANA. Right? That's the case with SAP ERP. Again, all your processes will be reshaped, rethink, re-engineered, and fit to S4HANA processes so that you can heavy customizers can be avoided. Your many heavy customizations can be avoided here. And same time that can be fit to cloud also. Okay, and non-legacy systems. I told you, right, just before Microsoft Dynamics or Oracle, maybe different systems, you can Scala systems, or you can migrate to S4HANA. So it's a greenfield implementation. So the greenfield implementation can be done for ERP also. Greenfield implementation can be done for non-SAP systems. So you can move all the things here. So install S4HANA. So how the steps are: install S4HANA, then initiating data load from source system, right? You can load and transform, extract, load and transform all your data using data services. In this data services, where we have a rapid deployment data migration content, in data services, all your migration content through SAP business objects. It's all are predefined in business objects. So you can just connect the DB to non-SAP legacy systems and extract all the data through data services. You can extract all the data, and same time you can apply a lot of validations and transform the data. Clean data can be transformed to, can be loaded to S4HANA. That's also possible. Okay, it's called data services. In these data services, SAP providing all these services. It's are possible for on-premise as well as cloud. And the migration cockpit. So using this migration cockpit, it's a new tool. It's a complete replacement for your batch input, right? And your LSMW, direct input, all these are, it's a replacement. In this data migration cockpit, there are two tools, and we're going to work on those tools. In these two tools, one is data migration modeler and is data migration cockpit. Using these two tools, entire data migration can be done much simpler way, because it's a predefined content. You have all predefined content. Let's say I want to migrate the data of customer. All the customer, you have a templates, all the data mapped already. Just you put into the template and you can migrate it. That much simplification done through the migration cockpit. Without a single code, ABAP code, you can migrate entire migration through migration cockpit and migration builder, design builder. So that's what it's talking about. Say number, data migration, everything we can take care through this. And we'll see one example how that data can be migrated using migration cockpit. So it's talking about now we are talking about the new implementation, right? Now we are talking about existing SAP system, how we can do the SAP conversion. So if you see here, this is our business suite core ERP system, where you have a GUI and ERP core, NEDB or S4 HANA. Maybe if it is a S4 HANA migration also possible. Maybe it's a 1501 or 1502 that can be converted to 1709. First, you have to check the steps are check add-ons and industries. So let's say you are migrating from IS Mills. What is the industry solution SAP provided over there? Let's say from IS Oil and Gas. What is the industry solution SAP provided over there? You have to think about industry solution or common ERP, right? Then you have to take a decision. If it is a specialized IS one, then you have to migrate to IS1 S4 HANA specialized industry application, right? Then check on add-ons, business functions, industry solutions using maintenance, right? Here the conversions are, there are certain mandatory things that we need to take care. One is business partner and the ABAP code. All these things you must should be addressed it. Without that, the conversion is not possible. And check all the components, and also here you can do apply some re-engineering process, right? If you want to optimize any of the processes using S4 HANA processes, then you can optimize, you can always remove that and move to S4 HANA. There is a possibility also. Customers are, not much interested in doing all the processes to be changed. In certain level, they are showing interest. But the feasible study can be done here. You should recommend for that feasible study. If you do the feasible study, any of the processes which can be re-engineered and fit into S4 HANA standard processes, that will gives you immense benefit, so that you can reduce your total cost of ownership, total cost of investment in the future. So you can run the conversion. Once you check, so you can check the readiness check. Once you check the readiness check, then you can start converting the data. Who will do this? Usually it's done by the basis team, right? They will start converting this data, but ABAP and Fiori and the functional team will be a part of that conversation. Okay, but if they are facing any of the issues like structures and all those things, okay, data or some kind of ABAP code errors and all those things, so Fiori and ABAP consultants should be responsible. If there is any functional scenario that have struck with some of the structures or something, functional people also should be helping over here. So using software update manager, we can convert this to convert the old ERP to S4HANA. So see, they are the conversion steps. You can see NetWeaver applications to be 7.5 should be installed, right? Migration database to S4HANA, but on not only cases, it's right. First, we have to migrate to S4HANA. From the S4HANA to there is a 1509. From there, you can migrate to 1709. So install S4HANA like Fiori for S4HANA. You want to use the S4HANA Fiori instead of SAP GUI. You can use SAP Fiori as a end user interaction tool. Migrate data from old data structures to new data structure and simplify data structures. So all your data will be converted into views. Only few of the tables like MacDoc, AgDoc, right, in sales VBAP, in procurement EKKO, all these tables only left. If it is a pricing table, PRSD underscore elements, only these tables only transparent table, remaining others are converted into views, so that your existing report we won't get any problem. Okay, so you might say, what about our existing reports? Will they work? Will they work? Same as it is. There was no problem, but you can always do certain modification you need to do for S4HANA. You need to keep all the workbench to S4HANA standards. I think I think there is 8 minutes. Let's open for questions. Can anybody have any questions, please? Can you please connect and open for everybody so that they can ask any questions in this? I think from up to here, you can ask any questions, please. You can type the question also. If anybody have any questions here, please type over here. Admin team, can you connect if anybody have any questions? I think you don't have any questions.
Hello. Hello. One
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
question
please.
about. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, will there be any some kind of study material as well as system access for us going forward to do some practice?
Yeah. There will be system access will be provided. It's for 2 months. I think. Exactly it's 2 months. I think, but you can talk to the admin team. They will provide you the system access, and same time there is a study material, SAP authorized study material. You're going to get it for that.
And what about these current sessions? Is there any recorded version so that one can go and revisit to understand what he missed or he want to
Right.
understand it in more
Yeah.
detail?
So all the sessions are recorded, and if there is anybody missed for anything, we will then backtrack for the questions. We can able to hello. Does that answer your question?
I think I lost your last 2 minutes of talk.
Ah, okay. So what I said,
Lost again.
so all are recorded sessions.
Uh-huh.
So anybody miss any of the sessions, they can able to see that
So there will be some
the
kind of
links will be
link
provided.
provided. Okay, okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody have any other questions?
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
See, it is going to be focused only on certification point of view, the whole course.
Yeah, it's a certification point of view as well as it's
Hello.
also a can you hear me? I'm just repeating again. It's a
Yeah.
it's kind of a certification point of view, and also for very interactive learning. All concepts are taught, and same time the practicals also, where you have a hands-on training. Okay,
Whether,
so
for example, now you are talking about the migration tool, right? Whether we'll see what
right.
is the tool provided by SAP, how will you migrate, etc.
No, but we can run certain transactions. We cannot run all the transactions of migration because the conversion is done from your HP7 or old ERP. From there, the conversion will be done, right? But I
Yeah,
will
I
guide
understand.
you, right? I can guide you what are the reports that we can be used it, right? How we can apply it. All those things I'll guide you. There is certain documents are available for that. I will share all the documentation. I also run through that.
Yeah, see, in 1709, see, there are so many changes, particularly in enterprise warehouse management and embedded
Right,
transport management, and there are changes in
right,
quality management. So there are so many things are
right.
there. So now, this course, what are you going to concentrate? What is this particular certification is aiming for? You will cover only that, or whatever I told also you will cover it.
Yeah. So initially, before it was 1610, it was simple logistics certification. Okay. Now SAP comes up with sales certification, procurement certification, manufacturing certification. It's like our old ERP itself. We have
Okay.
used to have a sales and distribution certification. Now from 1709, SAP releasing like sales and procurement, manufacturing, separate certifications now.
Okay.
Okay, you can do that. All these four certifications are even SAP providing simple logistics certification also, but it's a 1610. You can do that also.
No, no. My question is this course. Now, are we going to focus whatever I told you, the all the changes which is brought in simple logistics area, like EWM or change embedded transport management or changes in quality management. So, are we going to talk about all these things, or are we going to
See,
restrict
right,
to certain things? I like to know what is the scope
right,
of the course
right.
because.
If you see here, this is the
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good question actually. If you see here, I'm just can you see my screen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in this, we mentioned over here what are the topics that we were going to cover it. Okay, sales side, these are the things which we're going to cover it.
Sales.
Okay, in this, okay, in this business
See,
partner,
for
it's
example,
necessary, it's a must.
yeah, what I'm trying to understand is, for example, you take the business partner. So I already undergone training in 1610. I know what are the things there. For example, no more customer master. It's going to be a business partner. You need to migrate. So
Right,
there is a credit management. It's a totally new credit management. So these things
right.
are already there in 1610. So are we going to
Mm.
focus what is the delta between 1610 to 1709, or it is going to be from ECC 6 to 1709?
Okay, that's interesting question actually. So we cover from ERP to 1709. Okay, so of course we use some certain features of 1610 also, right? Because it's necessary to understand. See, there are a lot of new people also available, you know, come for the training. They need to understand what is business partner. So we cover the maybe some releases from 1510 also. We cover those topics as well as the 1709 topics also. Okay,
Okay, so,
it's
yeah,
for, yeah,
I got
it's
it.
for
Now you are going to cover sales. Then what else you will cover? Then
okay,
procurement. Then procurement. Okay.
procurement we cover, right? So
Yeah, that
vendor
is
side we cover it,
all
in,
MM
right?
side. Okay.
And operations, procurements,
Yeah,
sourcing and
yeah, all
contract management,
related to MM. Yeah, okay.
MM related. Right?
Then what else?
In logistics related, these are the things we're going to cover it.
Logistics means are we going to cover enterprise warehouse management and the embedded transport
Yes,
management is there?
yes. In enterprise
Include.
management, yeah. See, it's a demand planning. It's integration with your like PPDS.
Hmm.
Okay, it's integration with your PPDS. We're going to cover this
Hmm.
topic, and new functionalities of MRP, and
Yeah, that
all
is
these
there.
are using Fury only. Fury applications, not the
Yeah, yeah.
GUI applications. All are used from the Fury applications. So all your like independent requirements, how that can be
Yeah,
created,
yeah.
how that can be transferred.
That part I understand.
Yeah.
What are we going to cover in EWM? That's a
EWM
vast.
we're going to cover. Yeah. Let's say once your production is done, right? Usually you put that stock into the production storage like production staging area, right? So instead of production staging area, it automatically goes to EWM. It will create inbound delivery from the EWM warehouse. Okay, that's what we're talking about. That EWM, once we went to the EWM warehouse, what are the things that we can take care? Okay, it's not entire EWM, just one transactions will going to show you.
Show you that is fine, but are we going to cover what is new in 1610 or 1709 EWM? Are we going to see that?
Yeah, yes. That is what it writes. It's having integration. Yes, for
I
HANA
understand, and I'm
directly.
trying. I am asking this because there is a reason. So
Yes,
the same way the transport management also. So there,
yes,
it's altogether totally this now in 1709 it's a embedded transport management. It has a lot of functionality. So
right.
are we at least will see one end-to-end transaction with the live data, how new
Yes,
features can be
that's what I'm
used?
going to show you here. See,
Mhm.
it start from your production. Let's say example independent requirement. I just give you example. It's a independent requirements. Your independent requirements will be released and converted through the MRP. It will convert into planned orders and purchase requisitions. It depends on your bill of material, right? So
Yes.
my bill of material, few of the materials are need to be procured. It will automatically create purchase requisition. It should be produced. It will create a planned order for you. Let's say once you have a planned order, that will be converted into your demand planning through demand planning PPDS. That will be converted to your APO transactions. That will be converted into your purchase orders. From the purchase orders, right? Your operations and everything will be created in the goods issue. And once you have a good receipt, then it integrate with your EWM. And same time, from your materials management side, you create a purchase requisition, purchase order, and good receipt of that purchase order, and invoice verification. That is covered through your your procurement side. And here, from the production point of view, you integrate with EWM here. And once you have integrate with your EWM, you create a warehouse task, and you complete all those everything. Once the stock is available, again your sales get started. You create a sales because its stock is available in
I,
unrestricted stock.
I understand what I'm trying to. You are explaining the process. I know the process. So what I'm trying to ask is, what is there in EWM in 1709 up to from ECC to till now? So what are the things are there in EWM and transport management? Are we going to talk about it, or are we going to do some on transaction, including warehouse management, and move forward? So what are
No,
we
no.
going to cover in these two topics? That's what I'm more interested.
Yeah. This is only the purpose is you understand that there is a EWM embedded in S4HANA. We're not going to talk about entire EWM. That is specific session. That's a different session. That specifically taught about entire EWM. What are the labor management, resource management, slotting? There are a number of features, right? We'll talk about that. That is separate one. Here it's like a essence how you EWM looks like that here. We're going to run few transactions in EWM and even transportation management. We only run few transactions only. We don't run all the transactions. Okay,
Your
that's
voice is
separate.
breaking.
Yeah. Your EWM itself takes 50 to 40 hours.
Your voice is
40
breaking.
minutes. Is that okay now?
Yeah, still it is breaking. So if I understand correctly, so we are going to run through the transaction and you show few transaction in EWM and transport management, and you will explain what are the new features available
Yes.
compared to ECC.
Right.
Yeah. Then come down. What are the other things we are going to cover? Are we going to see the entire transaction in Fury or in old SAP?
Yeah, it's all the transactions are covered in Fiori only, right? That's what planning. But if something is not working, maybe we use it for 1 2 transactions. We might use the SAP GUI if it is not working. Okay,
Okay,
but
so that means,
we'll
for
try to
example,
make sure that
we will create one company code which will have our own material master, vendor master, and we will use it for the entire session. Hello.
yeah, systems which I'm going to work in different systems. It's a specific to my training system, right? And your training system would be different. Okay, my system and your system would be different. Okay, you
So
have to
you
go
are
into
not going to,
create
you
your
are not
own
going to,
data and everything.
you are not going to create data in the system where we are going to work.
No, I don't create over there. Okay, because I have a
So,
specific training systems for it. So I use that systems, right?
uh-huh. Can you come down? Manufacturing. Hello. That's all.
Yeah,
Come down the agent
that's
after
it.
manufacturing. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So all your theory and analyticals are added everywhere.
Yeah, that will be
So we
there.
going to see here make make to order, and is a complete process like make to order, make to stock process, total dependent requirements, how that can be managed. So
Yeah. So
MRP integration with SDNPK.
quality, are we covering here? Quality management? No.
Quality,
Hello.
we might face some kind of transactions. Maybe 1 or 2 areas we have a quality blocks automatically. Then we'll show it how that can be removed.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you have one training system where everything is configured, and you are going to use that system for showing the demo for the entire process. The demo system where what we
Right,
are going to
right,
get, if we need to create our own company code, etc., and we need to practice.
right. Everything you can do it.
Yeah, in this training system. But I need to create a
Yes.
company from company code, everything. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll also create it in my own system.
Yeah, yeah. In your system, I will not get access, right? I will get access only for the training
Yeah,
system. Okay?
that's a specific to training system, because what is happening, we are facing a lot of issues, right? If we give it to the trainer, like trainee members, so there all are, if I create one structure, they used to remove that structure, right? They're used to remove my materials, and they choose to change my group strategy groups, advanced planning ticks, and all those things. What is happening, I'm suffering with issues only.
Yeah,
Okay, while
I understand. I understand that. I understand.
so that is the
So
reason what we have done, I'm having a separate system for it. Okay, where I can configure all my things, and in demo I can use it, make use of that. I can make use of the right time. I said that's important, right?
okay, so the other system, I mean, if I understand correctly, we need to create our own company structure, etc., to
Right.
try. Yeah. Okay. So can you tell some example for hybrid? How you the practical scenario hybrid? How it works?
Right, hybrid model, basically it's a on-premise as well as cloud platform.
Correct.
Both can be used in hybrid model. In on-premise, like our old ERP system, right? Everything you have to manage, your installations, configuration, maintenance of system, everything you have to manage. The client and the client vendor has to manage it. In cloud system, there are three different ways. It's a public cloud and private cloud, right? Like higher level, it categorized in two areas, like public and private. In public cloud, it's like service, software as a service, where your service provider, like mm, your Google Cloud or AWS Cloud, Microsoft Azure, they will install the system, they will migrate all the data for you, right? And they do all the services for you, and you just use the system itself. Okay, it's like pre-configured
For
system.
them to migrate the data, I need to
Mm,
give the data in a certain format. Then they will do everything.
right. Yeah, they will provide the Excel sheets for you. Then you have to provide to them. Then they do the migration.
So they will take care of it.
Yes,
So
and they charge it.
the configuration part,
Mm.
creating my own structure, etc. That we will get access for doing it, right?
Configuration, you can choose it because it's a guided configuration, right? What are the scenarios that you want to implement it? You can choose it and give it to them. They configure for you.
So it's a gated configuration means it's a rapid application, which is the, I mean, how it works. They
Yeah.
will for configuration also they'll give Excel. We'll give it to them. They'll configure, or we will
No, no. There
configure.
is a question. There is a questionnaire. In that questionnaire, you can mention what are the processes that you want. You send
Mhm.
it to them. They will, configure the system for you.
So that means we need to answer the questions. We'll give it to them. They will configure.
Yes.
For example, how I want the purchase order to be released. So there will be a set of questions. If I answer accordingly, he'll create.
No, no, no. The certain things you can manage it. So even releasing of all these things, or even S4 HANA, it's given to the directly for the end user itself.
No,
End
no,
users
releasing.
manages
I'm not talking about releasing a purchase order. I'm talking about
release
configuring
strategy.
release strategy. Whether there will be a set of questions, I'll answer. I'll give it to them. They will configure. I will configure. I question is who will do the configuration. If for a private cloud or public cloud, whether we will do it or they will do it.
It will be done by your service provider itself. Everything they have to do it. Okay, and we have to provide the questionnaire.
So he will provide me a set of questions. I will answer. Then he will do all the configuration.
Right.
And same way for a data upload or
There is no
transition data.
modification for it. There is no modifications are allowed in cloud.
So, and the transaction data, everything I'll give it to him, we'll upload it.
Right.
Just
Using
I will log in
microservices,
and
they upload it. Yep.
so just I will log in, I will use it and I will come out.
Right.
So, for example, if I have a purchase order or invoice, whether I can have my own logo, everything,
You can have it. You can have your own
then
logo.
I then
It
I
has a
can have
specific
my
keyword
own
system,
form.
right?
I can have one own form, right? How will I do it without access to changing the form?
I think that much as left. But see, even your on-premise system, you can have your own logo. At the same time,
Yeah, on
uh,
premise it is given to me. I know how to do that. I'm talking only for the cloud. I'm asking. You are saying every control will be with them. So now, if I want to have my own purchase order with a certain format, with my company logo or invoice in a certain way, so I should have access. Then only I will be able to modify the
no.
purchase
See,
order.
your invoices outputs cannot be modified. Whatever the standard they provided, you have to stick with that. And
So
if
that
there is any
means,
changes are required, they will charge you for the service basis. They charge you, and they provide the support also for you. There is a service level agreements between you and them. There is a like based on priority and all those things. There are service level agreements. Okay, there is a service level agreement between SAP and you.
so that means they
So,
only will do all the job.
right.
Only we use it,
Even your
and
support
each and
also.
every.
You cannot
Mhm.
even your support. Let's say you have some transactional issue. You have to report to them. They will solve that issue based on certain SLAs. How you deal with the client, and right now how we are dealing when working with the SLAs. The same way, your service provider will work with you.
And the tables, for example, EKKO, KPO, or structure is same in on-premise as well as cloud.
Yeah, it's the same actually, but cloud having a advanced version. For software as a service, public cloud, you have a advanced versions. Right now, our on-premise version is 1709. Cloud version is 1808.
Yeah, I understand. Question is whether the table is same, the data
Same,
storage
same.
table is same.
Yeah, right now it's the same.
But
In
why I'm
future,
asking is, for example, I have done some enhancement for. And can you tell me one example for hybrid model? How to use the hybrid
if you
model?
have
How
an
where people are
enhancement
using?
model,
Huh?
1 second. Let me finish. If you have an enhancement, you have to go for the uh, private cloud. There is a private cloud also available. That's a platform
Mhm.
as a service or
Okay.
infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
So if it is a platform as a service, you can have and you can design your own application.
So that means configuration. I
Everything
can
you
do
can
whatever.
done it by your own.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I
there
can.
are
Yeah.
right. There are two different things. One is platform as a service, one application, and certain maintenance you have to do. If it is infrastructure as a service, a lot of things you have to do it by your own, and database maintenance, data updates. Okay, your uh, patch updates, all these things you have to do by your own if it is infrastructure as a service. Then maybe I can talk about that in next session. I'll show you if
Okay.
it is infrastructure service, what are the things you need to take care. If it is a service, software as a service, what are the things you need to take care. I have a different slide. In that slide, you come to know what are the differences that we have.
Okay. I asked one example for hybrid model.
This is an example I just told you, right? Let's say you have on-premise system.
See,
In the
now
cloud,
I
you can
have
have
on.
a Conquer.
Yeah, yeah. See, for example, I have on-premise, I have a cloud version, I have hybrid model. So when I can use hybrid model, one example, can you tell me?
Hybrid model in the sense both can be. See, your
Your voice is breaking. I'm not hearing you.
on-premise system is there. Let's say you want example. let's say you want to integrate between your Concur and your on-premise system. How you can integrate? Using your CPI, Cloud Platform Integrator, you can integrate both of them. So one system is in on-premise, another system is in cloud. That's called hybrid. The combination of on-premise and cloud, it's a hybrid model.
For example, you mean to say for on-premise and Hariba, on-premise and that HCM new
Ariba
one,
Cloud.
successful. Yeah, Hariba Cloud, that is a hybrid.
Yes, hybrid model. Yes.
So success factor and on-premise is a hybrid.
Right. Right. One on-premise system with cloud. Right. Both are integrated. That's a hybrid
That,
model.
that, that is the hybrid model, right?
Yes. Yes.
So nowhere people will use enterprise edition of cloud and on-premise cloud. Any client is using like that?
Yeah. So many clients are using like that.
No. The question is, I'm not talking about Ariba. I'm not talking about success factor. I'm talking about there is a enterprise cloud, like all the functionalities, whatever we are talking. That is on cloud. And there is an on-premise. Same functionality is there in on-premise. Is there anywhere are you using this combination for any
Enterprise
reason?
cloud. One second. Enterprise cloud with, see, enterprise
On,
enterprise
on,
cloud.
on, on cloud with on-premise.
I think you don't require it, right? You can keep it into
Yeah,
one system.
I'm talking hypothetical case, whether is there any such scenario or people
No,
anywhere
I
are
never seen it. See,
okay.
on-premise with cloud, I've seen it. Enterprise cloud with again public cloud, I've seen it. Multi-cloud, I've seen it. But this scenario, I've never seen it. Never heard about, because I do proposals also, but never done any proposals in this situation in this way.
So mostly hybrid means people will use on-premise with the success factor or Ariba or
Right,
Concur like that, right?
right, right.
Okay. So now the data flow between on-premise and Ariba, is it like moving data between ECC and SRM or how it works?
No, it's through your CPI, Cloud Platform Indicator. There
Okay.
are
So
certain things that we need to install it.
there are certain
Then through that,
configuration that needs to be done on both sides.
yeah, both the ends, like your APO system and ERP system, right? You have to have a
Yes.
SIF configuration. Like
Correct,
that, there
correct.
are certain configurations here. You have to. It's a bidirectional configuration,
But it will
and
be
you
very
will.
simple. It will be very simple.
It's not that simple, but but it's a. You have to choose the right application, right services, and install it. And there are certain things like RFC and all those things also to be done. It's the same time before, like same like before only.
Yeah,
But
like
certain areas,
earlier we used to do RFC between SRM and
yeah,
ECC.
same here also.
Now they are saying natively integrated. It will flow just
That
like
is
that.
of course, even if native configuration, you need to have certain things.
Mhm. So basically, if I understand correctly, like earlier, we need to do RFC configuration, and the data movement can take place between like SIF.
Right.
For example, if I have a vendor master in Hana, in Ariba also, this vendor can be moved to Ariba, or if I have a vendor master in Ariba, can I move to Hana, or these two things are independent?
Actually, it should be one way around. Actually, it should not. It should be centralized, right,
Yeah, so
in one
for
area.
example, now if I have a vendor, Ram and Co, the same of number one, vendor code as one, the same thing will be in Ariba also, vendor code one, Ram and Co.
The text will be the same.
So there will be a, see, if you take SRM or APO and ECC, so the data will be same. For example, same material master only will be in APO as well as
Right.
here. We will use
Right.
SIF to move between these two.
Right.
So like the same way only it is going to work now, the latest architecture also, correct?
Right, right.
Okay, I got it. How many sessions it will be?
It's a combination of weekends and I don't know. It's completely. It's a weekend batch, I think. I think it will be 40 hours session,
Total 40 hours.
40 to 45 hours. It may take 5 more hours. At 40 to 45 hours, approximately, we cannot say, right? Because it depends on the issues and all those else, right?
Okay. So now daily class will be 1 hour or 1.5 hour or 2 hours?
I think 1 to 1.5 hour, right?
Mhm.
It depends on where we start and where we're going to end it. I want to cover the scenarios, so maybe 10-15 minutes, plus or minus.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Vijay, one
Yeah,
question
hi,
here.
please.
Uh, so I was putting that in the chat also, just to
Yeah.
clarify two things. Are we going to talk about how the output determination changes in S4HANA model from what we had in ERP, and how we need to consider all these existing interfaces like through uh, IDOC medium or special functions medium that we currently have in the ERP model, how it impacts on the S4 HANA side, like integration to other system when we are creating a sales order, we send a order confirmation,
Mhm.
or like shipping confirmations, all those kind of messages, right? And
Yeah,
how those are impacted, and what we have to consider during the implementation phase.
right. So basically, it's a BRF functionality now. It's going to replace your output determination. There is a BRF plus that going to determination all your validations, right? There's a new functionality that you can implement for your output management purpose. And for the interfaces, same interfaces can be continued. Like, let's say for the interfaces purpose, you might use your Informatica or your PI system, right? Your PIPO
Yeah.
system, right? Same thing can be continued. Okay. So let's say your strategy should be, let's say I want to implement, right, S4 HANA from ERP to S4 HANA. But let's say your CRM application, do you want to migrate the
It's breaking up. Hello.
CRM application also? Of course, CRM application there will. So you can choose the right application, then you can move that also possible, right? So your interfaces can be same. And
Sorry, Vijay, it's breaking up. Cannot hear you. Can you please repeat? Mm. Hello.
hello.
Yeah, Vijay, now I can hear. Earlier, I missed some part
Right,
of it.
right. So you understand the first point, right? Your output management part, right? You're having a BRF functionality here. We'll talk about that
Correct. Yes.
functionality. We'll see one scenario here. There is a BRF plus
Okay.
also, a lot of validation purpose we can use it. Okay. And once you talk about interfaces, for the interfaces, so once you have done the migration and everything, you have to test for the interfaces. Okay. In that testing, there could be slight changes can be done, right? The data might be different and all those things. Okay, those things to be corrected. And usually it's not much difficult thing, right? Compared to your migration, like conversion and all those things. Okay, there will be slight data issues you might face it, because if in interfaces you might use any of enhancements that need to be re-verified.
Okay, so we can still go with this IDOC approaches, right? So we did not go with the web services or OData and all the conversions are not needed, right?
No, IDOC approach only. So IDOC also it's an
Okay.
interface only. Okay,
Okay.
OData services is for your Fiori application and your CPI application, your cloud platform integrator, right? So those areas, OData services are used.
Okay. So let's say now if we have an ERP system and if we want to go with the cloud solution, then we cannot go, we have to just completely go right out of IDOCs and consider only OData services. Is that the right understanding?
Then
Only if it is
OData
hybrid
services
or
are
on-premises, then hello?
yeah, go ahead. You're saying something.
Yeah, so only if it is hybrid or on-premises, then we can stick to iDocs. Only if it is cloud, then we have to consider converting it to OData. Is that the right understanding?
OData. That's better way, because OData services much faster than IDOCs.
Okay,
IDOCs are, it's not that synchronous like OData services.
okay.
So better to use OData services over there.
So all those iDocs which are currently in place, like the normal model what we currently have is like we as an ERP system connect to the middleware like a PI or
Right,
Cburger or something, and then Cburger connects to external systems, right? And
right,
so now
right.
all connections which are going through iDocs, if we go with the cloud approach, then all of those needs to be converted to OData. Then is that the right understanding, or at least consider to be
Even your
converted?
CPA support your IDOC also. Remember, your CPA supports
Oh,
your IDOC. Okay.
okay, okay,
CPA supports IDOC also, IDOC format. Same can be used, but you have to test it. The data might be different. Maybe in your interfaces, there could be some kind of enhancements or some kind of modifications might be done. Data validation might be done, right? Those
right.
things you have to be addressed it. The same
Okay,
interfaces can be reused, but you have to test it and see what are the problems you're facing out.
okay.
You can leverage that. Same can be leveraged, but you have to test it through everything. Okay. Right.
Okay. Can we able to see like how it works from on premises and how it works on the cloud uh, during this part of course?
No, this is on-premise session. It's not cloud
It's only
integration.
on premise.
We are not.
So no, at
Yeah,
least
this is
from an
only
example point of
on-premise.
view. Okay. Okay. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, because in real time problem is you don't get um, integrations actually. So live integrations, it's very difficult. Even SAP is not providing live integrations. I'm SAP authorized trainer. Even I train with many people. Even SAP is not providing on-premise cloud integration with Ariba and all those things. They're independently teaching. Outside also
Okay.
we don't get the systems like that.
Yeah, I mean the reason why I'm asking is like tomorrow if we have to be in a project where we have to suggest like what is the best practice to go with this things, like how do we have to
So
consider
at that
interfaces?
time you
Yeah.
can install the trial systems, right?
Okay.
On-premise and cloud. There is a 1 month time there. That's how you have to go through that. Okay, install it
Okay.
your company, then you can do all these practices and one interface, transfer it, then see that how that can be done and all those things.
Yeah, I mean those kind of things. Yeah, I totally understand. We do all this prep work, rehearsals, and all the sandboxes and all. So that thing is understood. What I'm trying to say is during this course, at least from this discussion point of view, will we cover this or not? Like how this?
Discussion point of view will cover it. See,
Okay.
discussion point of view, we just cover how that works, right?
Yes.
It's not been more detail wise. We don't talk
Okay.
about much detail wise because so many topics we need to cover here, right? In on-premise itself.
Yeah.
See, these are can be on-premise as well as cloud also. These topics are covered in cloud as well as on-premise. Both can be used.
Okay.
SMRP Live, it's there in the cloud. See, all the process, like what are the topics we covered here? Same thing can be applied in cloud also.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's great. Anybody like to have any other questions?
Vijay, can you just explain or like give an idea of how these new service packs and the SPEs and all kind of releases SAP gives for on-premises, and how we should be considering because usually earlier we have the support packs and all, right? But now the stacks and all, there's a different terms for that. Can you just
Right.
explain
It's
a little
like
more?
future packs and support packs. There are two things: future packs and
Okay.
support packs. Your
Okay.
future packs are your innovations and simplification. Your support packs contains your bugs and upgradations. Okay.
Okay.
So your future packs released every quarter for the cloud. If it is a public cloud, and if it is a private cloud and on-premise, it's every year.
Okay.
And every quarter there will be bug releases. There is a bug fixes, right? There is certain industry something not working or something, there is a bug fixes will be released through your support packs.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, to a certain extent, yes.
Yeah. Any other questions by anybody? Okay, I think can we wind up for today? I think great. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Okay. I think our admin team will communicate tomorrow they have a session or not. Okay. So catch you guys. Have a good morning. Maybe good evening for me. Thank you. Bye bye.